Hey, how's it going? It's Jazzy of US Star Sasquatch here, and we are doing a streaming Saturday review. I have two movies for you, both brand new, both off the streaming services, Max and one Netflix. The first one is Caddo Lake, directed by Logan George and Celine Held, starring Dylan O'Brien as Paris, Eliza Scanlon as Ellie, Laura Ambrose as Celeste, and Eric Lang as Daniel. An 8-year-old girl disappears on Caddo Lake. A series of past deaths and disappearances begin to link together, altering a broken family's history. This movie is really good. A good PG-13 supernatural suspense. Actually, you know how I kind of rag on these PG-13 movies. This is not one of those ones that I will rag on. I think this is a big win for M Night too, because Trap kind of had mixed reviews and The Watcher wasn't very good. So he kind of got back into producing here with this one, and it worked. Um, Set in Louisiana, Moncado Lake. The setting's kind of perfect. There's a good story behind it. Great like interweaving. I almost wonder how they directed it. One directed the one story, and the other directed the other story. Kind of like a magic trick. You're actually looking this way, but the story's all happening over here. So it was very good. Great twist, great directions, great writing. I almost thought it was a novel. I kind of looked it up. I didn't see if it was a novel. So if it was a novel, let me know in the comments. I'm not really sure, but it could have been a novel because of the way it went. I was literally watching it, and then all of a sudden I realized what was going on. I was like, God damn, it's a good ending. It's a good movie with a great ending, and it all brings together, like I said. Dylan O'Brien and Eliza Scanlon give two awesome performances. And I'm gonna highlight both of them at the same time just because they both work together so good and they're both so essential to the stories that it was like good that they were good. It could have fell off if they weren't. Dylan O'Brien feels desperate, does a good job of not going too far with his paranoia. Like some actors might go a little too far and it might be a little cheesy, and he kind of pushes it. He seems more desperate than he does paranoia. Like, I'm desperate for this answer instead of this is what's happening and what's going on, and this is how I can explain it, which is awesome. And when he kind of figures everything out and kind of figures out where he's at, very outstanding. Eliza, it's the same thing. I always say, look at the actor's eyes. His eyes will give it away if they're not believing what they're doing or not believing that they're good actors. Just the confidence or whatever. So you kind of look at her eyes and kind of see the character thinking instead of her thinking, which is always a positive thing. Which is always a good thing, especially since she's so young of an actress. Like, it just means she'll just get better and better. She'll figure out how to be a lead. We'll get all that done with her. Overall, I give this a B plus. I mean, everything, the genre. This is both these movies are kind of barely into this horror genre, but this one is definitely supernatural, and the other one's serial killer. So it's kind of like it's there by proxy, but it's not really the main focus of it, which is also why I got a better grade than it probably would have if it was just a horror movie. So that's another thing to think about. Um, so here we are with Caddo Lake. And the next one we're talking about here just came out Friday, so just came out today as we watched it. Like, literally, I waited till 2 in the morning to get it done so I could write it up and do this. So it was Women of the Hour, directed by Anna Kendrick, starring Anna Kendrick as Cheryl, Daniel Zavato as Rodney, Tony Hale as Ed, and Nicolette Robinson as Laura. I don't know if this is her. I should look it. I should look it up. This is her directing debut. She definitely hit out of the park. She might have had another one before this, but you can tell that she has a real eye for what she wants to get accomplished, which is awesome. The one thing it is though she's starring in it and she kind of makes herself be like the badass character, which I'm not. I mean, I don't know, but this is a true story, so I don't know how much of it is true. You know what I mean? We just know that Rodney Alanta or whatever killed people. You know what I mean? So that's what we know. And we know that he was on a dating game, which is the biggest part of this, which is also good. This movie interweaves the story between the dating game, his killing, and her figuring out the dating game, and her figuring out that this dude's kind of a creep, and ultimately saving herself by figuring out I was a creep. I doubt that. I mean, it might have been, but I doubt that it was like that serious to where it wasn't a movie, like how close it got for her. But you never really know. And one note I would put on Daniel Zavada is, and I probably would have gave to Anna and Kendrick too, is you got to kind of make him a little bit more meaner, a little bit more evil. And he kind of finally turns. Like the one time he kind of just chokes and he kind of laughs. And I don't know. It wasn't like the greatest performance from him, but it didn't take away from the story. As a matter of fact, if you kind of look at all the overall serial killer movies that there are, like the Ted Bundys and the Ed Geins and um, uh, the one really cheesy one about the dude from Chicago, his name is just blanking me because we're talking about it, but if you look at all those movies, they're all really under budget. They're all really done. The only one that's really brought out into the public are Son of Sam and the Zodiac. Other than that, and kind of Town of the Dread Sundown, even though if you were kind of looking at it, they're both kind of B movies, not really mainstream, but they did kind of get a little focus. So this is kind of where the serial killer movies end up being. But for those type of movies, this movie is actually ahead of a lot of them, especially the one with Zac Efron about Ted Bundy. Like if you've seen like the straight to movie Ted Bundy one too, it's kind of weak. It's definitely way better than that. And same with John Wayne Gacy's. That's the guy I was thinking of earlier. If you've seen that one, it's the same thing. This is definitely way ahead of the quality of that. So that's a plus. And I mean, no, I'm not even trying to dog this movie. I gave it a B minus. But I'm not saying that at all that it had to be a serial killer movie. I think overall and everything, it's a B minus. So it's perfect movie. It's a perfect little movie. It's better than average. Anna Kendrick does a stellar job as a director, and Tony Hill does a good job being a prick kind of nice guy, like game show host, and Nicola Robinson when she kind of figures out everything. It's awesome too, and another goes back to eyes for a lot of these people. Like I said, the eyes for Nicola didn't even phase. She was truly scared when she realized who it was. So I mean, this movie was good. Both these movies are very strong showing. It's kind of better than last week. So this is, I bet next week both the movies I'm gonna not like again because that's how October has gone so far with these streaming movies. But both these ones I definitely liked. Definitely were good. Um, check them out. I guarantee that Woman of the Hour will be number one by the end of this. The only thing I could see doing is next week's movie. See beating it out for a while is the next week's movie that kind of slept on for this week is just to do it, but it was the Asian Outside movie, so we will be watching that next week for streaming Saturday. And I'll let you know what you guys think. But comment if you guys seen this movie. Let me know what you guys thought. Think please like and subscribe, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good rest of your day or night. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comment section. And see you next time in the cave.